by Tony Tams. Just a few questions, Tony. Obviously, you're with the Finnish supporters, and you've got to go and get lots of drinking in before the match tomorrow.
Not personally.
No, I know that. What are your impressions of Stoke this season?
Very good, very good. As I say, like everyone else, apprehensive of Mark Hughes' recent history at QPR. We don't know what went on down there, whether the signings were forced on him or not. We don't know. His history at Blackburn, at Man City, was very good. I think he's played over the few games that they had this season. I think he's changed a lot of people's opinion already. So hopefully he will come good. You can see that you see a big change in the team. That usually takes more time than it has done to alter any style of play. So, yeah.
Of the players we've got Mark Muniesa, we've got Eric Peters. We'll just go through them. What are your impressions of those two players?
Peters looks a good player. I think first saw him at Wrexham in the pre-season. He looked good there, and he's looked good in the real football.
And Mark Muniesa?
Again, he looks as if he's going to be a good player. We hope so.
Arguably, you could say we've almost got two new signings. Obviously, we re-signed Jermaine Pennant, and
Yep.
we've got Wilson Palacios, who didn't figure before. What do you feel of those?
Hopefully, we'll see Palacios come as the player as we saw at Wigan and Tottenham when he joined Tottenham. We know he's had problems, whether that's outside football or not, but he looks to be the player.
And Jermaine?
Jermaine, well, look at the goal at West Ham. If you're at West Ham, we all enjoyed that. A new signing, as you say. Yeah, a new signing. He was obviously, he'd had his problems with TP, and you don't cross TP and come back. As I said, I think it says in this weekend's paper, grab it with both hands.
And
It's an opportunity.
Jack Butland's gone out on loan, and he's obviously one for the future.
He's one for the future, and it's good to see that he has gone out on loan because he needs to play.
Whilst we're talking about the goalkeepers, there's much talk about Asmir moving on. I think one of the best things that happened in the transfer window for us, for whatever reason, was keeping him. What are your thoughts?
Exactly. He's one of the top players. He's a top goalkeeper.
And
one of the few.
Up front, we've signed Agadello, who I know nothing about. I'm
No.
hoping that you've seen more of him on YouTube than
I haven't seen anything of him at all.
So that's an exciting, hopeful person
That's a prospect.
to look forward in January. But what about Marko Arnautovic?
Arnie, as we've christened him, again, for the little bit of few minutes he's been on the pitch, really, he looks as if he's got it. He looks as if he has got that little bit extra as we need. Release from the cage, as we used to call it. As Stoke fans, we know what that means. You're not allowed to go out of that cage under TP's instructions. Now they can play football, and even the players that were there last season, 2 seasons ago, proved that they are better footballers.
You've got
You've
got the likes of Stephen Nzonzi, who
Yes.
everybody rates highly. Charlie Adam.
An enigma. Yes, a very, very good player. He's a 60-minute player by the looks of it at the moment. If he does that for 60 minutes and his sub or comes on second half of the game and does his job, wonderful.
And
wonderful.
the likes of Andy Wilkinson, who we all know is a dyed-in-the-wool Stokian, and I think he should take the next penalty so that we can see if he can score a goal for us. We've got Andy Wilco, we've got Glenn Whelan. What do you think their future is at Stoke, along with some other players?
I hope they've got one. As we sing at virtually every game, if Wilco scores, we're on the pitch, and if it ever happens, I'm sure we will.
Yeah, that would be good. But overall, this season, obviously the management was changed because it's reported that Stoke wanted to move to the next level. What do you think the next level is for our football club?
Well, yes, hopefully to qualify for Europe would be absolutely wonderful again. Qualify in its own right by getting into that top 8. But it's very, very difficult. This is a very, very strong division. And I think this season is a very, very open division as well. Very open.
What would you term as success this season?
Success,
place-wise?
halfway.
Halfway.
Yes, yeah. Being realistic. I mean, we're not going to break into the top 8 clubs in this country. We can't compete with that. But halfway will be success.
And would you play Kenwyn Jones or Peter Crouch up front?
Well, Kenwyn, of course, is on fire at the moment. We knew what we were getting when he signed him from Sunderland. That's if he's in the right mood, he's a class player. If he isn't in the right mood, might as well play me.